Aren't you pretty good at drawing, like, animals and warriors and stuff?
Yes. Probably the best that I know of.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies you didn't know had an animated series.
So this is what I do as you. It's the voodoo I do.
For this list, we'll be looking at animated TV adaptations of feature films that might have flown under your radar and or series that may have been such a long time ago that you may have forgotten about them. Which of these spin-offs are you familiar with? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Teen Wolf. Animated series Teen Wolf.
An explanation is probably long overdue.
In the 1980s, Michael J. Fox became a teen idol as a result of his appearance in multiple successful projects, one of which was Teen Wolf. The movie follows Scott Howard, an average high school student whose life takes a turn for the extraordinary when he realizes he can transform into a werewolf.
Scott? Can I come in?
No, Dad. No, I'm doing something in here. All set.
It's an interesting premise whose coming-of-age themes and light-hearted tone made it a great fit for kid-friendly programming. As such, a cartoon series premiered the following year and ran for 2 seasons on CBS. While the film's main storyline stays the same, the animated version introduces a few more characters and features Scott trying hard to fit in at school by hiding his werewolf identity.
Better be cool, Scott. You're starting to fuzz up again.
Cool? I can't be cool. How can I be cool?
Number 9, The Karate Kid. Animated series The Karate Kid. A classic tale of David and Goliath. The Karate Kid became a sleeper hit at the box office for its engaging and heartwarming story. The movie spawned a successful media franchise with multiple sequels and remakes, and a children's animated show in 1989. Although short-lived, the cartoon series takes the main characters out of the karate tournament from the film and sends them on adventures around the world.
My acting lessons are finally paying off.
Take it easy. We didn't come here to fight.
Every episode of the show features Daniel LaRusso and a new character, Taki Tamurai, traveling across different locations and fighting off bad guys in a quest to recover a magical artifact. The series was even referenced in the 3rd season of the Karate Kid sequel, Cobra Kai, although that doesn't mean it's canon per se.
Now let us see how much you really know.
Number 8, Godzilla. Animated series Godzilla, the series. This American retelling of the beloved original Godzilla story premiered to overwhelmingly negative reviews from both fans and critics.
What the hell is the matter with you people? You've caused more damage than that goddamn thing did!
Intended to be the first of 3 films, Godzilla's poor reception led to a cancellation of the planned trilogy, with the studio commissioning an animated series instead. The show, which ran for 2 seasons on Fox Kids, saw the return of multiple characters and cast members from the live-action film.
You still need us.
Look, you guys did a bang-up job. But now it's time for the hunters to hunt and the lab rats to go back to the lab.
Well, this lab rat is not about to desert the ship.
It received much better audience and critical reviews, with many praising just how faithful an adaptation it was to the original Toho films. Although it showed great promise, the series got lost in the Pokemon/Digimon war of the late 90s, and it was ultimately cancelled.
Why the rush to destroy your only living specimen?
Common sense?
Past experience? 23 billion in property damage from his old man?
Number 7, Napoleon Dynamite. Animated series Napoleon Dynamite.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. Gosh!
Despite being produced on a shoestring budget, Napoleon Dynamite became a massive success at the box office and garnered a huge cult following. For this reason, the movie's creators were offered to make a live-action follow-up, but opted for an animated sequel instead.
What do the beans say?
It's not really specific.
This revival premiered nearly a decade after the original hit comedy flick, and retained the film's basic premise and setting of rural Idaho. But while Napoleon Dynamite won the hearts of audiences with the movie, his cartoon version imploded from steadily declining ratings, and the show was cancelled just after 1 season. Many faulted the series for losing the movie's quirky charm and deadpan humour, pointing to this as a reason for its low viewership.
Thanks, Kip. I couldn't have chickened out with a better guy.
Can we make up later?
I can't run and talk at the same time.
Number 6, Jumanji. Animated series Jumanji. When Jumanji premiered in cinemas in December of 1995, it drew audiences around the world for its family-friendly nature and adventure themes.
You just saw 3 monkeys go by on a motorcycle, didn't you?
Yes.
Good girl.
These features, centered around a board game, were just the right ingredients needed for a perfect daytime children's cartoon. Although the animated series began its run 1 year later, it served more as a reboot of the live-action movie than a direct sequel. The show retained the 2 kids from the film, trying to save an older man who was trapped in the game years earlier. Over the course of 3 seasons, the cartoon delved even further into the Jumanji universe, with the characters exploring new worlds and encountering more menacing villains within the game.
Peter! Jumanji is a very complicated language. You know they have more than 500 words for pain.
Number 5, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Animated series Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. This time travel slacker comedy featured Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter in the titular roles and became a relative success when it was released in 1989.
Put them in the Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden? Excellent!
Execute them.
Bogus.
It spawned 2 sequels and an animated spin-off series that ran for about 2 seasons. What set Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures apart from other cartoon adaptations was the fact that it featured the film's original cast voicing the main characters. Well, at least for the first season.
Did he not make a movie a while back? Yeah, my family rented that flick. It was most triumphant, and he really liked to party on, dude!
By season 2, the show underwent major changes. It switched to a different network, replaced the original cast with new voice actors, and even took the original premise in a new direction. All of these affected ratings and resulted in the series getting the chop.
Bill, my steadfast companion, these may be our last hours together before...
Theodore!
Military school!
Number 4, Beetlejuice. Animated series Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
The horror themes and bizarre humour of Beetlejuice could have made it quite difficult to reproduce as a Saturday morning children's cartoon. But in the masterful hands of director Tim Burton, who went on to create and produce the animated spin-off, it was a seamless transition.
I'm ready to party!
The series was only loosely based on the live-action movie, focusing on Beetlejuice and Lydia going on wacky adventures in the real world and in an alternate ghost reality called the Netherworld. Just like its parent material, the cartoon became a huge hit after it premiered, and was so successful that it was, at one time, airing on 2 major networks at the same time.
Some people will fall for anything!
Number 3, The Mask. Animated series The Mask Animated series. The year 1994 saw Jim Carrey become one of Hollywood's leading men, largely due to his starring role in the superhero flick The Mask.
Ooh, somebody stop me!
The film, which had Carrey don the supernatural artifact, became one of the most profitable comic book movies and was adapted into a 3-season animated series. Surprisingly, it wasn't the only 1994 Jim Carrey-led movie to spawn a cartoon spin-off, as Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective both received animated revivals that premiered in 1995.
Let's see how you hold up against some decidedly non-animal vintage Ventura! Boom chakalaka-laka!
Although it sadly didn't feature Carrey in the voice role, the Mask animated series still retained his wacky antics from the film and made for a highly entertaining show that anyone could enjoy.
Hey, we don't like Halloween yuppies in here.
Yeah, we eat punks like you for breakfast.
Ow, ow, ow! I see we haven't been flossing after every punk!
Number 2, Back to the Future trilogy. Animated series Back to the Future.
Marty, you made it!
Yeah.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
After the release of the mega-successful Back to the Future trilogy, the creators of the franchise chose to continue the storyline with this animated spin-off. Unlike the films, the show focuses on Doc Brown and his family, who moved to a different town following the events of the third movie. It also includes Marty as the central character, continuing his time-traveling adventures with Doc.
Say, what is this newfangled contraption?
Train of the future.
See the train of the future! Only $5!
The cartoon series features live-action segments in which Christopher Lloyd reprises his movie role, carrying out science experiments in line with the plot of the episode. While the trilogy was a huge success, the animated show suffered from low viewership and was ultimately cancelled after 2 seasons.
Hey, Marty! How about a trim?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. An American Tail, animated series, Fievel's American Tales. The CBS cartoon series picked things up where the film sequel left off.
When the smoke cleared, the town was saved. And me and my trusty sidekick were the only 2 left standing.
The Little Mermaid, animated series, The Little Mermaid. The 3-season show served as a prequel to the Disney animated movie of the same name.
How can that be? A human who's not evil? Maybe we came to the wrong place. I wish I could have seen his face.
Friday, animated series, Friday, the animated series. 12 years after the comedy flick came this short-lived animated spin-off.
I'm liking our new location.
Yeah, Pops can yell all he wants. We'll never hear him.
Where you at, boy?
Police Academy franchise. Animated series, Police Academy. Set between the 4th and 5th films, this cartoon show found a larger fan base internationally.
We're just 20 feet away from catching the criminal of the year. Make that 50 feet. I think it's pedal to the metal time.
Clerks. Animated series, Clerks, the animated series. The show's hilarious 6-episode first season barely aired before it was cancelled.
Get the hell out, Scorsese.
Screw you, Miss Hepburn.
Up yours, Matt Damon.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Ghostbusters. Animated series, The Real Ghostbusters.
I have a radical idea. The door swings both ways. We could reverse the particle flow through the gate.
How?
We'll cross the streams.
The ghost hunting antics of Venkman, Spengler, Stantz, and Zeddemore were brought back to life 2 years after the movie premiered, in the form of this animated series. The show encountered a few legal issues on its way to the small screen, having to add the word real to avoid confusion with other animated Ghostbuster series by Filmation. Airing for 7 seasons on ABC, the cartoon retained the original premise and even featured multiple references to the 1984 film. Nevertheless, the mature themes and explicit dialogue from the movie had to be toned down for the much younger audience.
Well, what do you know? I guess all he really wanted was his old sled back.
Sure he did, Ray. There's a happy little kid inside all of us.
The show became a huge success and spawned its own short-lived spin-off series, Extreme Ghostbusters.
I'm breaking the first rule of ghostbusting. Never go solo.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.